Hey there. So I was talking with my marketing specialist and we were analyzing the performance of a recent campaign that we're doing. And I thought it would be kind of cool to walk you through just kind of the thought process that I went through as I was analyzing the campaign, the same thing that I shared with her to help her moving forward to look strategically at things because it's not always clear from the beginning. And I think that can make it more difficult. But if you have a flow and a process and a kind of a gut for what you're looking for, um, it makes it really fun and can be easy. So I'm going to share with you how I do it and my thought process, and I would love to hear how you do it because I know there's a gazillion different ways that we can filter data and determine success or not. So this is how I do it. So we ran a campaign for a couple weeks. We actually did a split test of creative and copy. Not a huge difference, but great. We know which ad campaign is working better from that standpoint. But deeper into the performance, we took a step back and said, what is the purpose of this? What are we trying to accomplish? Because if it's just link clicks or it's just awareness or it's actual conversions, it makes a difference of what data we pull and how we look at it. So always keeping the purpose in mind and the goal. I started to just collect whatever data was available. I didn't go too deep, but I definitely looked at two different platforms. This was a webinar that we were running ads to from Facebook. So I'm looking at what Facebook is saying. I'm looking at what the webinar platform is saying. I'm looking at what Google Analytics is saying. Of course, it's always different, but you can take it with a grain of salt. Then I had all of this data, and again, that took me like 15 minutes to do. So it wasn't a huge effort, but I grabbed a bunch of it and then I stepped back and I said, all right, what are we trying to do? We're trying to increase engagement of a particular audience. So what are all the different engagement metrics, right? Did we reach them, first of all, with the Facebook ad? Then did they actually engage with the ad? That could be a like or a share or a comment. It could be actually clicking on the ad and going to the webinar page to register. Then there's the registration. Then there's, did they actually view the webinar? And all of those are important because, right, my end goal is that I'm engaging them. So if you take it, that's why I think going back to the purpose of it is so important, because you could say that this didn't perform well because we only got, let's say, 29 people to watch the webinar when our actual audience size was 2,000. But if we reached them and they liked the ad or they actually went to the registration page, that could be a win also because we engaged them during this important stage in their journey. So at the end of it, going through the data, going back to the goal and the strategy and the tactics that we're learning, I had these great, ROI from a financial standpoint and from a percentage standpoint of, oh, we reached X percent of the audience and got them to take this action, or it cost us this much to reach the audience and get them to take this action. But then I had to step back. And as we're sitting there looking at these numbers and going, okay, is that successful? Well, you have to remember, this is an integrated marketing campaign, right? So this is one channel that we're using to reach and engage the Facebook ad during this stage. There's emails, there's our in-app messaging, there's the phone calls we're making, there's the text messages, there's everything we're doing with the same goal. And so it was really interesting because as we got down into the determination of success, we had to take a complete step back and say, we can't say that this was a success or a failure based on this channel alone, because it served a role within the whole integrated marketing plan. So I just find it fascinating. I personally love strategy and analyzing campaigns and seeing what's working, but it's a dance. And at this level of it, really knowing what you're looking for and taking into account all of the different ways that you can reach that goal and what that data is telling you, you have to wear multiple hats. And then sometimes you just have to go with your gut and say, all right, we're going to choose this channel of master, the master metrics, because they're different across every channel. We're going to choose this success metric because that's good enough for us. And if it's not a ton of spend, you can be that way. So I just thought that was really interesting. And as I walked her through it, I thought, maybe this would help somebody else. So I'll post kind of the steps that I went through and how I lay it out. But I hope that helps you. And if you have ways that you do it, I would love to learn that as well. I hope you're having a great day. Take care. Bye.